Okay, so now that we kind of know the basics of the dashboard, so you've got the dashboard button here loads the tiles that you can look at for quick maneuverability to the different courses that you want to look at. And then courses is the side pop button that will basically do the same thing, but it loads them in a list format. So I'm going to go to the Delay PD to show you how to get through my little list here. So I'm going to move up assignments within a module just because it will make adding things to a module a little easier. So we're going to go into our practice. I'm actually going to delete this so that I can show you how I did this. So from our delay home base, these are the things that show up over here on the side that I, as the instructor, can see. So if you go down to settings, the settings button will allow you to navigate the course. In here, you can change what your course details are. So you can give it a different picture, you can name it something different. We do have a course code because this is something that people can enroll in. You can set up your start and finish dates if you have a course or club that's going to meet specifically after school. So for my science club kids, our code is set up, and then the start and end dates are basically like when we have our interest meeting, and then the end date is the last day of school, just to kind of keep them in that little grouping. You can select that students can only participate in this course. I don't have it selected that way so that the students that were in it before can still communicate with each other, because Science Club is so tight-knit. If you did have a club that you didn't want them having access to each other over the summer or whatever, then you could click that button and it will restrict it. And then back up at the top here, so we have sections. This is kind of where if you had different courses and you needed to merge them together, like the cross-linking that happens. So if you have multiple courses, so like with science, last year I had a pre-AP class and then a GT class and another pre-AP and another GT, but some teachers may have a regular class and an ESL class that you want to cross-link, so you can add the sections to it and then cross-link them. I know Jane Germany put out a video for that, and then I will do another one as school starts, just to kind of as a refresher. So the navigation is the piece that will change what you can see over here on the left-hand side. So if I don't want things to be seen, like quizzes, we probably won't use in this activity. So I'm going to drag it down here where it says drag item here to hide from students. So now everything that's up here in the top will be what students could see, or you as the student of this course can see. So I'm going to hit save. It'll move it. So as soon as my bar keeps thinking up at the top, it's got a little bit of thinking to go. So now if you look on the side, quizzes is ghosted down here at the bottom. Apps, there's not a whole lot of apps that we can use that are super helpful, but math, there's a Pearson My Lab mapping. There's also here is Pearson's Connected Ed. You can link your YouTube account if you have one of those, your Twitter account if you have one of those, and then the Google Apps, if you notice mine says it's installed. This is your Google Drive and like Google Forms for me, so it just is a way for them to link up. So from there, we're going to jump over to modules. I have a timer going to keep me on track, because otherwise we will all get distracted. So while that's loading up, I'll pull up my timer. So from here, I'm going to come up to the top and hit click the little plus module, the yellow button. I'm going to title this practice. And then I'm going to have add module. So sometimes it will put it up here in the top piece. So you can drag the little, what looks kind of like a domino, and that'll let you move it around. And then you can also do the little 3 dots over here on the side. So from this, I'm now going to go up to assignments, click on assignments, And this is going to be just a really quick assignment. So these are all of the assignments I've already created. We are going to make one just so that we're comfortable. So I'm going to title it Practice 1. And then in the body, it's very much like an email or a Word document, and you just kind of type and go away. So I'm going to say, how do you feel Canvas is helping reach students at their level of need? So just as a quick question, we're just going to throw it out there. You set the points. You can set it for 0. You can set it for 100. You could set it for 50. I'm going to put it as 100. Information group. I'm going to put this in assignments. We're going to display it as points. You can also do it as not graded if you just want it to be a thing that they do, kind of like a mental checklist. Percentage points, like most of these are self-explanatory. We're going to do it as complete or incomplete. And then my options, submission style, you can do online, which is what we're going to do here. You can do on paper, which is what most of my stuff in class is. And then external tool is where they link out to something. So most of what we will do at Delay is probably going to do online or on paper. So I'm going to leave it as online. When you do online entry options, you get the 4 that have been listed here. So text entry, website URL, media recording. This would be really good if you wanted to have students do like a really quick book report, or I know that some of you do like interviews of authors kind of feel, or like book circles, so they could record themselves and then upload it through here. And then file upload is just that. They can choose what file they're going to pick, and it can be a PDF, it could be a Word document, it could be a link in. So these are the 2 I usually pick just to keep it simple. If you wanted this to be a group assignment, you can check it and then you can assign them groups. You could also do requiring a peer review before they could look at other people's things, or before they can submit it, they have to have someone else check it. I usually don't sync this. It's been told to us to not sync it. This way you can control what is synced and what is not synced over to Gradebook. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then assign to. This is important if you have kids that are out and you've created a different assignment just for them. So this would be if I knew that, say, student Tater, because he's looking at me, Tater was absent for 2 days while we were starting a project. I can submit to him while he's out of town, and then he can upload it and look at it and then send me questions through it. You can assign a due date. These are also important. So we're going to assign a due date, and we're going to make it the Friday of our in-service. You can make it available from specific points. I tend to not do that just because it kind of stresses some of them out. And then I'm going to hit save and publish. From that, it's going to go back to the home screen for this assignment. It says it's published, and now I'm going to click on assignments to show you some real quick things. The little plus signs means, or check marks, I'm sorry, mean that it has been published. If I look down here, so what is Canvas? That's the module I'm making right now, so it's not published. So everything that's got a check or is green has been uploaded and is ready to go. The little dual circles with the X's mean it's not synced at all, and it's disabled. So this one down here says practice and learning about assignments is 100 points. I'm going to unclick it because it shouldn't be clicked. So now let's go back to modules, and I'm going to go down to my practice module, and I'm going to add an assignment. So under assignments, this is where you can pick to add a blank assignment, but we've already made one. So we're going to click practice 1 because that's what we named it. And we're going to hit add item. And now it is down there at the bottom. If you want to publish the module so that students can see it, you have to click this button. So I'm going to go ahead and click it just so that you guys could see it if you were there. I'm going to stop the video because we're going to go on to the next thing in another